Deciding whether to rent or buy a house. What you need to know. Choosing between renting and buying a house is one of the most significant financial decisions you'll make. The decision ultimately depends on your personal circumstances, financial situation, and long-term goals. To help you weigh your options, here's an in-depth comparison of the pros and cons of renting versus buying. Renting a house. Pros. 1. Flexibility. Renting offers more flexibility, making it an ideal choice for people who might need to move for work, personal reasons, or financial changes. You aren't tied to a property, and leases typically last only 1 year, which allows you to easily relocate when needed. 2. Lower upfront costs. When renting, the upfront costs are generally much lower than when buying. You'll typically need to pay a security deposit and the first month's rent, both of which are considerably less than the down payment and closing costs involved in buying a home. 3. Maintenance-free living. Renters aren't responsible for most repairs and maintenance. If something breaks or needs fixing, the landlord is typically responsible for the cost and coordination of repairs, saving you time and money. Cons. 1. No equity building. One of the main downsides to renting is that your monthly rent payments don't contribute to owning a property. Unlike mortgage payments, which build equity over time, rent simply goes to the landlord. 2. Rent increases. Over time, your rent can increase, often annually. This can disrupt your budget, especially if market rents rise dramatically or if your landlord decides to increase the rent significantly. 3. Limited control over the space. Renting means you are subject to the landlord's rules. You may face restrictions on making changes, such as painting the walls, hanging shelves, or renovating. This can limit your ability to personalize the space. Buying a house. Pros. 1. Building equity. The biggest advantage of buying a home is that your mortgage payments contribute to building equity in the property. Over time, as you pay down the mortgage, you own a greater percentage of the house, which can be a valuable financial asset, especially if the property appreciates. 2. Stability and predictability. When you own a home with a fixed-rate mortgage, your monthly payment remains stable throughout the loan term, providing predictability. This can make it easier to budget for the long term compared to renting, where rent can increase. 3. Freedom to renovate. As a homeowner, you have complete control over the property. You can remodel, redecorate, or renovate the house to suit your tastes without asking for permission from a landlord. This freedom can enhance your enjoyment and investment in your property. Cons. 1. Higher upfront costs. Buying a home requires a substantial upfront investment, including a down payment, closing costs, and various fees. These can total tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the property's price and location. 2. Ongoing maintenance costs. Homeowners are responsible for repairs and maintenance, from fixing leaks to replacing appliances. While this gives you control over the property, it also means that unexpected expenses can arise, potentially affecting your budget. 3. Less flexibility. Selling a home can be time-consuming and expensive, particularly if the real estate market isn't favorable. If you need to move quickly, the process of selling a home and buying a new one may not be ideal for your situation. Key points to consider. 1. Financial situation. Assess your current finances and whether you can afford the upfront costs and ongoing expenses associated with buying a home. Renting may be more affordable in the short term if you are not financially prepared for homeownership. 2. Long-term plans. Consider how long you plan to live in the area. If you're planning to stay in the same location for an extended period, buying might be a good investment. If your job or lifestyle requires frequent relocations, renting provides more flexibility. 3. Market conditions. Look into the current real estate market and mortgage interest rates. If the market is strong and interest rates are low, buying could be a great opportunity. Conversely, if prices are high and interest rates are rising, renting might be the more practical option. 4. Personal preferences. Think about your lifestyle preferences. Do you want the stability and investment potential that comes with owning a home, or do you prefer the flexibility of renting without the burden of maintenance? Conclusion. Ultimately, whether renting or buying is the right choice for you depends on your individual circumstances. If you value stability, long-term investment, and control over your living space, buying may be the better option. On the other hand, if you prioritize flexibility, lower initial costs, and less responsibility for maintenance, renting might suit you better. Consider your financial situation, long-term goals, and personal preferences carefully when making this important decision. If you need assistance, please contact me, Jessica.